I'm curious if the development of this new Ghost Corps, the company within the studio that's going to be developing the Ghostbusters multiverse, seemingly merchandising and television and the Channing Tatum film, if that is now impacting you creatively, if you're having to have this become a thing that ties into a grander universe.
No, that has nothing to do with us. Yeah. That was a real surprise when that announcement came out, and I don't even know honestly how. I mean, I know that Ivan's setting up that company, but I'm not sure how.
It will impact or tie together.
No, we're just doing our thing, and you know, I'm just, you know, I can't let that, you know, sort of affect me. And again, I don't even know how real it is. So all I care about is my four ladies.
I'm such a fan of Kristen Wiig. I worship the comedy grounds that she walks.
She is quite worshipable.
And I'm curious, sort of, how much you're talking about the improv. Like, how much is structurally there that's like, you know, so much of the original Ghostbusters was found in the production of it, you know, which is kind of a fascinating thing about that film. Is it just like, you're a government agent that fights ghosts, go? Or is it?
No, it's the way that I always work on everything. I mean, all my movies, on the TV shows, even on Other Space, we did this, which is you work really hard to get a really great script. So you kind of go like, if everything else fell apart, we just had to shoot the script, we'd have something good. But that's just the blueprint in the launch pad for anything. I mean, like again, like on all my movies, I do this, which is you go like, okay, this scene, we know we need this. We need, you know, this character arc needs to be here, addressed here. We need to get this information out, and they need you know, their relationship has to advance in here. Then you let them get there however they want, and it's not. We never kind of do just go crazy. It always kind of stays to the structure of the scene. And a lot of times improv means you're not even changing that many lines. It just means they're putting their spin on it, or they're having a different reaction to something, or we'll just substitute in a joke or substitute a way in. So that what happens is as you do this over and over and over again, then I'll have writers on the set with me, you know, they're giving me jokes and I'm calling in, I'm letting the actors improv, I'm coming up with stuff, I'm calling it in on the fly. You just amass all these different ways you can do something, and then so that when you get in the editing room, then you can sort through it and mix and match. And you know, I do so many test screenings over the course of editing, starting even like 2 or 3 weeks into my director's cuts, and just try stuff out, because it allows me to not fall in love with anything. Because there's nothing worse. Like, you know, you get 10 weeks from the DGA, the Directors Guild, to do your cut as a director, which is great. But at the same time, if you just sit with a movie for 10 weeks, you fall in love with every single cut, moment, shot, everything in it.
And then it might have to change.
Right, well then you put it in front of an audience. So that's why most people don't like the test screening process, because then they sit there like, oh no, and the audience, well they didn't get it, they didn't get that, no, they're stupid. And it's like, no, you gotta put it out early where I'm like, yeah, I think this all works, it's stuff I want to see, and then we record the audience, you know, their laughs so we can play it back later, and then you just go like, oh, that didn't work, I thought that was going to be funny, it wasn't funny, that killed, and I didn't think that was good at all. Pull it out, put these new jokes in, and we just have endless amounts of resources, you know, with all that material.
I'm curious if structurally this does feel like these ladies are such a great, interesting team. If it is like sort of the focus is a team, or is there a single character that we're following?
Well, I mean, you know, it is you know, it's an ensemble, but at the same time, you always want to have. You need the one person that brings you in into the group, and then, you know, then
is that Kristen Wiig?
Yeah, and then, you know, but then Melissa is sort of the leader of the group, you know, and so, but you know, but everybody will be equal, and you know, I just love a deep bench like this, and you go like, every one of those women is so strong and so funny, and like, you know, the hard thing is going to be like, you know, giving everybody enough stuff to, you know, keeping all their stuff in the movie, I should say. You know, you want to have a 3-hour-long movie.
Final question on this is that I'd also read that you were a big fan of The Walking Dead and wanted to sort of bring in some of the horror elements. One of the neat things about the original is there's such a variety of the look of the ghosts.
Yeah.
And I'm sort of curious how you're approaching the aesthetic look of the ghosts themselves. Is there a Slimer, or is it variety, or?
Well, I can't tell you any of
Tell me
that.
if there's a
but no, but what I will say is it's really. This is another reason why I wanted to reboot, because we could kind of set our own rules on how things look, when they come out, how they evolve, and so a lot of our thought has been going into the logic of that, and how to have variety and how to just kind of keep it.
Different ghosts.
Yeah, yeah, because that's the fun. I mean, that's the most fun part.
Yeah, because some are scary and some are
Yeah.
funny, and then some are scary and funny.
Yeah, no, exactly. And then the technology. I mean, I'm such a hardware geek. I mean, that's always been my thing in sci-fi is hardware and and spaceships and gear. And so that's the really fun part.
The gadgety things.
Yeah, yeah, totally. So we're having I have an amazing team of designers and artists that are working with me. So
For new ghosty guys, yeah, because they're not a ragtag group anymore.
well, we'll see.
Maybe they are, maybe they're not.
You never know. You never know.